Hello, hello. Bear with me here. Welcome to live stream number 2. I'm still learning how to do all this live stream stuff. Hopefully this microphone is working. And I just walked in and I'm getting all this set up right at the last minute. So, what I wanted to do is here in a bit, I'm going to open it up to if you have questions, be thinking about what questions you have, what concerns you have. Notebook chat, whatever. We're saying coffee with Carsonial. So hopefully by now you've slipped into your stretchy pants and are sipping on something good. By the way, I think this mic is on. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or something just to let me know that I'm not talking to a black screen. Hi, DP Mitchell. So it's 8 o'clock where I'm at, so I'm not drinking caffeinated coffee or I'd be up all night. Mic is hot. All right, cool. And it looks like we have some folks in here. The first thing I wanted to, man, that camera looks like it's super far away. But it's up against my desk, so we may just have to go with it. I look far away in the screen. Hold on. As I switched the camera setup, the thing that I thought we could talk about first was something that came up at church this morning that I heard that I thought was really good, and it had to do with distraction. Y'all bear with the camera for just a minute. I'm gonna take it off the tripod and see if I can put it on a different stand. So I'm just gonna hold it for a moment. I'm just going to put it on a little stand on my desk so it's not like super far away. For some reason, when I go live, I use my iPhone, but for some reason, when I do these lives, it makes it look like a GoPro. I'm going to spin you around the room. Sorry about that. So I'm going to put it on this little stand so I can put you closer and we have a better conversation. Sorry for the wiggling. This will only take a second. So anyway, well, wrong way. Doing this backwards can be hard. At church this morning, the guy was up there and he had his Bible. That's a little better. Doesn't matter. Let's get on with this. The guy was up there and he was holding his Bible. And he said, if you don't have one of these, get one of these. He said, I know a lot of you like to use your phone or an iPad. He said, but here's the problem is your iPhone or your iPad is trying to give you a bunch of other notifications about a bunch of other things. He said, this is only trying to notify you about one thing. And I thought, man, that's pretty good. And I wrote it down in my journal as I was taking notes, but it also kind of made me think about not only with the Bible, but with a notebook, by using an actual something with paper, whether it's your Bible or, a notebook, there is no other distractions coming from it. I wanted to tell you all about this too. It's something that I had mentioned in a prior video, but it's something that happened again. And so it was funny because one of the coffee shops that I go to, there was this lady and she came in and she had her Bible and she had I think it was like a workbook, notebook thing. Either way, you could tell that she was sitting down to do some type of Bible study. And she was for about 5 minutes. And then she got her phone and she started texting. And when she was done texting, then she started scrolling, looking at clothes. I can see because she's like, right there next to me. So after she scrolled and looked at clothes, then, it's funny to watch people as they're on their phone because they kind of are serious 1 minute and then the next minute they're kind of smiling. And so I kind of paid attention as I was working in this coffee shop to this lady because I was there for probably about an hour. And I would say in that whole hour, that she probably did a good 5 to 6 minutes of actual work and a good 55 minutes of looking at blouses on Pinterest and texting whoever she was texting because of distraction, right? And so I don't want to go into a whole big long thing on distraction, but it's almost like, well, I'll share with you this quote that I love by Rory Vaden. He says, "Diluted focus equals diluted results." If I'm trying, well, let's use the coffee shop example. If you're at a coffee shop and you're focusing on 5 different things, you're really getting nothing done. It's kind of the multitasking thing. Diluted focus equals diluted results. So when it comes to distraction, the thought that I had today was you kind of have to decide about distractions because they're going to happen. They're going to come up. There's things that you just can't avoid. Today, perfect example. My kids are here this weekend, and it was fixing to be time to take them home, and we had about 30 minutes left. Well, I look and my son is getting the lawnmower. It's winter. Grass is dead. What is he doing with the lawnmower? And then he disappears. We're looking around. We're like, where'd he go? He's pushing the lawnmower down the sidewalk, down the street. And I'm like, Jay, what are you doing? And apparently he went and knocked on the neighbor's door trying to earn some money. And so she told him that she'd give him like $20 to mow. I was like, dude, we got to leave in like 25 minutes. You better hustle. And he didn't have very long. He didn't get it all done, but it distracted me because I'm thinking like, I'm very structured and organized, and maybe you are too. Like things need to be on a schedule, right? Like we're fixing to leave. I have to get y'all home. I've got to be back by 8 o'clock. I've got all these things to do before tomorrow and stuff. And it's like, but I also enjoy just the innocence of a kid out trying to make some money. He doesn't know what time it is. He's just living his life. So when distractions come up, what do we do with that? I could have got mad at him, but I went and helped him weed eat. Like I did the edging while he did the mowing, and we were like, we'll continue this next time. We got to go. But with distraction, just having your mind made up that what do you decide when the distractions come up? Central Florida. Hello, spoken fan. Audio and video are good. Okay, good. Let me get a sip. Are y'all drinking anything? I don't know if it was too late for everyone to have coffee. So I probably can't be on here as long as we were on last time, but I also do want to make sure that any questions that y'all have, that I'm able to answer them or come up with a good educated guess. I did. Let me grab this pen. Y'all may have seen the video I made the other day, last live stream that we did. 2 things came up: a Midori notebook and a metal Pilot G2, which I just made a video about this metal Pilot G2 and the Midori notebook, which is really nice. And I've been busy the last few days and haven't got to do anything further than just testing the pen and trying to come up with a little bit of a layout to maybe use this as my weekly planner thing, because it is a really nice notebook, but I haven't got to really goof around with it a lot to give y'all any ideas with it yet. Liking the Pilot, the 0.38. Yes. You didn't think you would. So for a long time, I would not even consider using a gel pen. I was convinced of that ballpoint was my pen. It was my go-to. It's what I used my whole life. And I didn't think that I would like the gel. But now that I've used the Pilot G2, but when I first started out, Mick, when I first started using the G2, I was using the 0.5, and that's the one that I really liked. But the more that I use the 0.38 and the way that it writes fine, I have had some though that they're real scratchy. I've had to throw, I think, one away out of all of them because it was real scratchy, but most of them write very, very well. Hello from North MS. Hello. Yeah. Use the 0.5 at work for journaling, 0.38. And my daughter, she likes the G2. She's 15, but she likes the point, I think it's 0.7. But the metal one, it's nice. Like, it's got a good weight to it. And then someone was asking about the click. So I'll show you here in case you're wondering. Here's the regular G2 and here's the metal one. When you push them down, you see how the regular one stays down, but this one springs back up. And someone was asking if it did that. It does. Feels good. Sounds good. It's got a good weight to it. I like the black. I almost got the silver, but I decided to go with the black, and I've liked it. The only thing I don't like is obviously you can't see the ink level, but it only takes a few seconds to unscrew it and check it. So been happy with this so far, and I'm grateful that the recommendation was made to give it a shot. And maybe I will get the one in the silver too, just to have both. If you use the hide and drink leather cover though, because the grip on the metal one is a little thicker, it didn't slide in as easily. So on this leather cover for this notebook, I'm still using just a regular one because it just slides in and out so easy. I'm going to move my monitor here a little bit. So, any questions or any suggestions for content? Going back to the distraction while y'all are thinking, is it possible that you have a distraction in your life that you haven't thought of that may not be as obvious as a Facebook notification or the red dots, right? I call them the red dots, like on your iPhone. Could it be that you have a distraction that is spiritual? I don't know if you saw or not, but yeah, today's Sunday. Yesterday, I released something called a Grow in Faith Challenge. So if you felt stuck, or if you just want to stretch yourself, grow yourself a little bit, there should be a link for it in this video description. What this Grow in Faith Challenge is it's something I put together where every day for 7 days, you get a little video sent to you with a challenge for that day. And it's just something that I had on my heart to do. And even if no one did it, which a bunch of people have already signed up to do it, which is great, but I got so much out of it. Like so much just putting it together and going through this stuff. It has to do with forgiveness, quiet time with God, letting go of the past, and more and more. If you're interested, you can click that link and check it out. But I look forward to hearing from everyone that goes through the challenge to see what you get out of it, because I got a lot out of just doing it myself. I like the G2 and fountain pens, but am getting back into mechanical pencils with some soft 0.07 or 9 lead that writes nice and dark. What do you think about pencils? It's funny that you said that, because just this weekend, my daughter was saying that she needed some more mechanical pencils for school. And I gave her this one that I had. And so that was actually one of the questions that I was going to ask y'all about is I always assume that everybody uses a pen with their journal or notebook or Bible or whatever. But do you use a pencil? Do you prefer a pencil? Obviously, the nice thing about a pencil is you can erase it, change things. Someone, and it's been a while back, but someone had put a link or told me about a pen that you can erase. And I don't remember. If you know what it is, let me know. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like an erasable pen. Cheers from Arizona. Hello. So my thoughts on a pencil, I might just have to try it and see, because off the bat, I just prefer using a pen because of the darkness. But if you can find a pencil that's dark, I just like to be able to look at the paper and see the writing dark. So I have not personally really used pencils that much, but I see some really nice ones out there that would be tempting to try. I use point 0.7 and point 0.9 pencils in my Bible. I will tell you this. Oh, friction. I don't know how to say that. Friction pen is erasable. Maybe we'll look that up here in a second. Friction. So the Bible that I use it for, my study Bible, it has the margins that, you can put notes in. And to be honest, a pencil probably would be a wise decision. And I'll tell you why. And I love this Bible, being able to put notes on the side there. Because how long have I had this Bible? I think I got this one in 2018. So 8 years. In 8 years, you learn new things. And I don't know about you, but you learn things that you were wrong about. And so I found that there's some places where I've made notes in my Bible, and then I go back and I'm like, oh, this isn't quite right. Or God has showed me some more about whatever this is. And it's like, so there's some notes that I've like crossed out or put an X, like this was wrong. This was wrong. And so a pencil would have been nicer because, yeah, could have just erased it and put the fresh, new, corrected notes in there. Friction pens, erasable, and they write nice, but the ink disappears with heat. Oh, interesting. Always a fan of Pilot G2, but just tried the Zebra. All right, so we might have to look some of these up. Last time I tried to share my screen, everything went black. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can pull up Amazon and aha. Can y'all see that, Amazon? I'm going back over here to see how to spell friction. Let's see what this looks like. I've never seen it. Friction erasable gel pens. Fine 0.7. Looks like you can get all kinds of different colors. Uh-oh, black screen. Can you still see it? Okay. 30 bones. All right, let's see if they have smaller. Clicker erasable gel pens, 0.7. I don't see anything smaller than a 0.7. And then what was this other one? Let me go back to the comments. Zebra G750. Let's look at that. This microphone is right in the way. Let me see if I can do this. Zebra. And 2-pack, 0.7. See what this one looks like. That one does look nice. Medium point. I really like that color. Back in the day, I used to use one of these regular 301s, but they're super skinny. And the problem that I had with these is they did the ink spots real bad, like the blotting. So that's when I got away from using the Zebra. That's the one my dad still carries every day. Pentel Carry Pencil 0.05. That's a pretty small one. Pilot friction is the best. They have a 0.5 millimeter with needle tip. If you lose your stuff due to heat, you can put it in the freezer and it will come back. Yeah, that sounds like fun though, putting your stuff in the freezer. There is no blue G2.38. No, not that I've seen. Not that I need more pins. Yeah, Mick. Well, for me, like I've kind of found my pin and I've just, every once in a while buy a pack of 4 or 5 and they last a pretty good long while. But for me, it's not the pins, it's the issue. It's all the notebooks. The thing is, like, I use them all, and I've got some that have not been used yet, but they will be. And I know something else I was thinking about earlier is there's 2 types of people. Like, you can walk into my daughter's room right now, and it is crisp and clean and organized. The bed's made, everything is in its own little place. But if you walk into my son's room, it's not. It's completely opposite, but it's just 2 different personalities. So what is it about notebook people that, like, you're just drawn to them? You just want them and you want them all and you want to use them all. And sometimes you get them and you're like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this notebook, but I got to get this one. What is it about people? I think, as I was thinking about this driving earlier, I think what it is about notebook people is that you're creative. When you see an empty notebook, you see a possibility of something. Like I filled up a B6 here a while back, and then it kind of had like this satisfying moment of like I filled up a notebook, and it's full of all kinds of wisdom and knowledge and things that I learned and things that I brainstormed. So when you look at a notebook, I think some people see it and they don't think twice about it, but people like you and I guess, we see one and we see creative possibilities. It could be a book that you write. It could be a Bible journal. It could be an art book. It could be a million different things. So did anybody have any questions about anything, any content suggestions? One idea that I had that I thought about doing is along the lines of being intentionally consistent. Is we've got this, sharks idea of sharks method. Sharks standing for spiritual, health, accountability, reading, keep a journal, and structure. And so I thought what I could do, if this would be something y'all would be interested in, is I could do like an intentional consistency series going through each pillar of sharks and things that would be within those pillars for intentional consistency. Yeah, expand on sharks. I can do that. What I don't want to do is pigeonhole the channel into just notebook setups, because I think that if we're honest with ourselves, that notebooks are just a tool or just a system for a bigger end. I mean, they're used for so many different things, but what's interesting about this channel is when I first started it, I started it with intentional consistency in mind. But the notebook videos were popular and I like them. And I like making notebook videos and I use them and I share my ideas that I come up with for them and the layouts. And I've gleaned a lot of good information and ideas from y'all too, from your comments, from your emails and things like that. So it's been good, but I also see a bigger need. That's part of the reason that I created that Growing Faith challenge, is because when I polled everyone on the channel and I was like, hey, what's your biggest struggle right now? It didn't have to do with a notebook setup. And I was like, man, we could go so deep into different things that all tie back to the sharks method and stuff. So that might be one idea, but I'm open to whatever. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. Thought there was something else I was gonna, let me see if I had any notes here. Well, guys, I'm going to cut this one a little bit shorter. Um, again, I was just trying this live stream to see if it's something that y'all would want to do. I've also wanted to see how I would make this work on the computer, having a monitor, a phone in front of me, a mic, like just seeing how it would work, and being able to share the screen is kind of cool. So we can look at pins and different things together. Good point with the tools notebook. I just signed up for the Faith Challenge. All right, let's see how many people we've got signed up so far. I think there was a bunch of people today. I didn't do a great job. I'm not going to lie. The launch video yesterday that came out, I didn't have a good thumbnail or title or anything. I've been playing around with it. So we've got over 40 people signed up for the Grow in Faith Challenge. So when you sign up, it should give you one email right away with day one video. And then you'll get an email kind of with a what to expect. The next 6 emails that you should get at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, which is where I'm at in Texas. And I wanted them to go out early just because some people wake up early. They want it before they start their day, not 10 o'clock in the afternoon. So those Grow in Faith Challenge videos, depending on where you live, on my end, they're sent out at 6 in the morning. So I'm looking forward to hearing from y'all, and be watching too, because even after the 7 days is over, there'll be a follow-up email just to ask you, like, hey, how did it go? What, did God show you something? Did anything neat happen? Did you realize something that maybe you missed? Looking forward to the challenge. I signed up yesterday. Sweet. Good to see you live again. Well, thanks. It's kind of fun. And it's fun because usually when I'm making videos, it's just me and this camera, right? But I pretend I'm talking to you. But so this makes it kind of neat because I'm actually seeing your comments in real time, which is fun. I like having the community. All right. David says, look at the Pilot Juice Up gel pen. You can get it. And oh my, we're going to have to look this one up. 0.4 needlepoint thin design, fits most pen loops, and a pencil. Okay, Pilot Juice Up gel pen. Here we go. Let's check it out. Let me move this mic again. It's right in the way of my typing. See what this bad boy looks like. Huh, interesting. So $9 for 5 of them. I don't think I've ever written with anything smaller than a 0.38, but 0.4 sounds kind of intriguing. And what was the other? Oh, y'all can see me down here in the corner? Is that correct? Someone let me know. That's what I'm seeing. Pentel Sharp Carry. Pentel Sharp Carry. Pensile. That one looks kind of neat. I'm not sure I would like that shape, but with pens, you don't really know until you try something, right? Kind of like vegetables. Don't know until you try if you like. But these do look pretty cool. Thanks for sharing that. When y'all send me things, I always try and look them up. Just like the Midori, I don't know why it's taken me so long to order one. I see them, but I don't know. Field Notes does everything I need it to. Yes, I see you in the corner. Thanks for letting me know. Like I said, I'm not used to doing these live streams, so I'm not sure what y'all see. The other thing I was going to ask y'all is, Sunday nights for me are good. Are they good for y'all if we do these live streams every once in a while? I don't know if I'll do them every week or what. But I do like to be able to open this up to you to give suggestions or ask questions, because when you're watching the video, it's all one-sided. It's just monologue. And so this kind of gives us a bit of a dialogue. I'll throw this out there. Another idea that I've had, and now, of course, this would be for men only. So sorry, ladies, but I've even thought about, I don't know, like sending an email to everyone to see if you men would be interested in a community where we would get together, I'm guessing once a month, and this would solve for the A in sharks. So this would be for the accountability part, because I think it's good to have accountability with your spouse, and I think it's good to have an accountability partner, and then it's obviously good to have accountability with yourself, which is why, the journaling is so important. But would it be neat to have a group of men that get together once a month or whatever on Zoom, where we can just talk through things together? I don't know what that would look like. I don't know if it's something we would do or not. It's just something that has kind of popped into my head from time to time, for guys that want to go a little deeper and have kind of iron sharpen iron. I mean, it is what it is, but that's kind of an overused term in the church world, but that's what it is. It's iron sharpening iron. So that's just a thought for anyone that may be interested in that. I'll continue to think about that and let me know if that is something that you would be interested in. I think that, for what I kind of have it pictured, being more intimate accountability, it probably wouldn't be like a huge, huge group, but for guys that are serious about wanting to get together and talk about stuff. So something to think about. If you haven't already, sign up for that Grow in Faith Challenge. I guarantee you'll get something out of it. And I'm excited to hear some feedback on what you experienced going through the challenge. I'm off tomorrow, which is nice. So I was going to sit and plan out some videos for the next week and get some stuff recorded. So I appreciate you guys that have jumped on this live call as we've tried to figure this out together. Thank you for the comments and letting me know. I'm pointing this way because my monitor is right here. But thank you for the comments and letting me know kind of how this is looking for y'all and working for y'all. And I will talk to y'all soon in the next video. Y'all have a good week and God bless.